Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Against the Current, The Chosen podcast, the biggest podcast about the Chosen TV series for now, anyway, because it seems that there's another podcast that has surfaced that, in my opinion, could very easily take that spot. I'm gonna have to change my little opener to the first podcast about the Chosen TV series. But yes, if you are in this space, then you probably have heard about The Brozen, which is a new podcast started by Adam Drake, Sam Jenkins, Willie Molina, Mitch Hudson, and Benjamin Stockman, who are crew members of the Chosen TV series, and they have started a podcast to share set stories. They're going to talk with actors, and it's just a whole lot of fun, and I'm really, really enjoying it. So if you haven't heard of The Brozen, go ahead and find it. I'll link it down below in the description. Go check out the podcast. It's very, very good. They have 3 episodes out currently, which are all great. The 3rd episode features an interview with Jordan Ross, who plays Little James. But it's just a lot of fun, and it's really, really cool. So today we're going to look at a few clips from it just to maybe show the value of the podcast itself and why, if you need any convincing, which you really shouldn't, just because, it's just awesome. But if you need any convincing, we'll look at some clips today and show you just kind of what the podcast is about and what kind of has to offer.
The first opening scene when Nicodemus is riding the carriage, in at the servants pulling the carriage. That was one of the worst days of my life. Yep. I will never forget. I was so mad that day. Originally there was horses pulling that carriage. These beautiful white horses were pulling that carriage with Nicodemus on it. We rehearsed it. Of course, without actors. The horses did just fine. They were a little squirrely, which is why I rehearsed it. Mitch was there. He remembers. They were getting a little squirrely, so we kept rehearsing it and having them walk the scene. We finally got them comfortable. It was fine. And then we also had a camel because production value. Why not have a camel? Well, once we introduced the camel, the horses go crazy. They're not having a great time. They don't like the camel. So anyways, we just keep rehearsing it without the actors. And so then we still walk it a couple more times because the horses are uncomfortable because there's a camel. We put the camel behind the carriage and that upset the horses because they couldn't see it. So then we put the camel in front of the horses so they could see it. That made them feel a little better. We're just trying all the options to make it work. We're hours into the day and we haven't shot anything because we're dealing with these stinking horses and camels. And, finally, they get to where they're comfortable, right? Like the horses are doing the path, the camel's walking in front of them, they can see it, they're not freaking out. So finally, we're at a good place. I'm like, okay, let's put Eric Avari and Zahara, is that how you say her name? Into the carriage and do the scene. Well, of course, as soon as we put them into the carriage, the horses freak out again and bend the carriage and start to run. Thank the Lord we stopped them, but it was so close to a tragic event after we had rehearsed it so many times. We put them in there, and then, of course, the horses had been fine and gotten comfortable. They go crazy again with Eric in there. Again, you guys talking about Eric, he handled it with grace, which was great because that was one of the toughest days on the Chosen. Still to this day, I just remember dealing with those animals because they would not cooperate, and then feeling like we were in a good place, putting the actors in there, and then it's still going crazy. But so at the end of the day, if you watch the scene, there was no horses, there was no camel that was ever used in the scene. It was servants. It was pulling the carriage, or just a bunch of dudes pulling the carriage. So I got to give props to Dallas for that one too, for calling it audible and not going, well, we got to use the horses. That's what it is. Dallas made the right call of going, you know what, this is not working. Let's just have the guys pull the carriage. And, we end up staying a lot in close-ups. It's one wide shot anyways. The scene ended up being of them walking with it, so you're not paying much attention to it. Yeah. And then you end in close-ups. Yeah, and it looks great. And nobody asks questions about it. Nobody thinks about it. But the rest of us behind the scenes were that took us hours to get to that point. It took us half a day. We lost half our day.
So, yes, there you go. These guys have all been involved with The Chosen. Adam Drake, first assistant director, and Sam Jenkins, who's Dallas Jenkins' son, obviously, the Nepo baby, as he's called, have all been involved with the show since day one. So they have a lot of interesting stories, and they've been here since the beginning to watch it grow and watch it evolve into the massive phenomenon that it is today. So there's a lot of really cool behind-the-scenes stories like that they share. I didn't know that one personally, and that's one of those just cool behind-the-scenes insights that you get from these guys who have just been on set, behind the camera since the beginning. And you get these little interesting stories and these really cool insights into how the show is made. And these guys just all have great chemistry together. We got another clip that we're going to look at. That's one of my favorites. really, really funny. But we're gonna check it out here.
A lot of set is there being beautiful moments happening, just actors giving moments that are going to make you just tear up and cry, and off screen, probably 10 feet away from them, is us going,
go, stop.
yeah.
Dude, that reminds me of one. This is a quick short one of one I wasn't even going to prepare, but that reminds me of one. Dude, when Jesus kneels down with Veronica, the woman bleeding of blood. Season 3. Is that season 3? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes. So season 3, he kneels down, and we're shooting Jonathan's close-up. We are in his close-up. He is in it. It is a beautiful moment. I'm standing behind him. Kat Purnham decides to start running towards Jonathan. So we have a cat that is on our set that just loves everybody and comes up. And we call him Cat Purnham because we're Capernaum. Mm-hmm. This cat starts running directly towards Jonathan. I had to and I'm like 3 feet from Jonathan, and so I can't make big movements. Is running towards him. I snag this cat by the neck and pick it up, and I'm just holding it. And the scene's 5 minutes long, and I'm just holding this cat up by my chest, just trying. And it's going, and then it starts meowing because it's mad at me. It's like, meow, and I'm like, I don't know what to do with this thing. Finally, somebody comes over and grabs it and pulls it out.
Just give it to Gwen.
But I was just there's always moments like that when the actors are it's their close up, and they have to deliver. And there's 10 ADs in the background going, no, stop, no, don't move. Oh, somebody. Just always
Jonathan Rumi is on a knee giving the beautiful performance where he says daughter, talking to this woman.
Yes.
And off screen, Adam is just doing a full I am legend to this cat. Just
I am legend.
Just go to sleep, kitty. Go to sleep.
By the way,
go to sleep. My dad's like, shut that cat up. Adam just goes, oh, I'm sorry.
So sorry, dude.
There's
it's for the chosen. It's for the chosen. It's gonna, a billion people around the world. That's what we're trying to get.
So yes, as you can see, these guys got great chemistry together. I think this is a very really really valuable podcast. It definitely has it's earned its existence because there's any group of guys. I have groups of guys that I know, some of my friends that are like, man, we're just so funny. We should start a podcast together. There's tons of people who do that, and I personally have been saying for a while, maybe we should raise the prices of microphones a little bit because nowadays it's a little too easy to start a podcast. But these guys. Definitely, this podcast is so, it's a clever idea. It makes sense. These guys have, again, been here since season 1, so they've seen it all. They got tons of really cool stories and things that just, us as the public have never seen before. They got great chemistry together. These guys, because The Chosen is so intimate, and these guys just are in it in the thick and thin, and in heat and cold, and so many different, situations. They've been together for, 5 years now. They know each other so well. It's clear that you can see they just got great chemistry. They just really, really go well with each other. They're all really funny, and it just makes for a really, really entertaining podcast. I've loved listening to every episode. I really, really enjoyed it. It's really good. So, if you haven't seen The Brozen, go ahead and check it out. It's really, really great. I really love this podcast. It's definitely one of my favorite podcasts out there right now. But yeah, these are just some short clips that highlight what you'll get in this podcast. Just wanted to shout out here because it is legitimately really, really good, and I really enjoy it. So that's my stamp of approval, if that means anything to you. Go ahead and check out The Brozen if you haven't already. But I'm assuming that probably most of you have. They've done really well for themselves. They almost have 3,000 subscribers already on YouTube in just a few weeks. And they've got some great numbers. So yeah, again, maybe overtake me as the biggest podcast ever. But really, really fun. Should definitely check it out. And yeah, so lots of fun. I might be trying to do something with them soon. These are great guys, and they're just really, really cool people. So thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. I'll be coming out with some more videos soon, maybe breaking down that Season 5 trailer from Chosen Con. So stay tuned for more content, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Vince Jesus.